A client met his banker to discuss opening a restaurant in a busy airport. In us, he found a partner that understood the importance of reaching for the sky. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Mac.
This is Conversate with Us with Chris Donovan and Evelyn Arrivas.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Conversate with Us. I'm Evelyn Arrivas, and that is my wonderful husband, my beautiful, wonderful, adoring husband, Chris Donovan.
Wow, that's a lot of, are they adjectives? I was never really good at English.
Something
when it was
around
called English in school. Now it's like literature.
I was terrible at it, too.
No, you weren't. You didn't have a job based around it. How are you terrible at it?
I don't know. I don't know how. I made a life out of talking too much in class.
Well, then there you go.
That's what it was.
Hey, everybody, do me a favor. Go to thisisfunner.com. Check out all the podcasts and online content that we do up there. Our son does a video game podcast. I do a Simpsons review podcast with our youngest Cassie. I'm sure I can convince Julene to do a podcast down the road if, she makes $5 on it.
You never know. You never know. Anyway, so we're kicking off the show with food like we always do.
Yes.
As we converse and eat. We actually just finished eating, and this is kind of fun.
Yes. No, this is funner.
This is funner.
This is amazing because it all stemmed from something you talked about, and I just threw it out online. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I put it out online to see if anybody had those attachments to the mixer, the KitchenAid things.
Yeah, because I have one of those stand mixers. I love it. Obviously, we've been expanding little things on it through the years.
But it's expensive.
It's freaking expensive. Like, I don't want to go out and just buy one of those things. It's like a lot of money to keep attaching things to it.
Yeah, right.
I think one year I got a ice cream maker part to it.
Yes. It was the cheapest one there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm serious. Like, I know, and I have like one of them that we did the meat grinder one.
Oh, that one's amazing. Yeah, that one we had.
I mean, they're all kinds of fun stuff, but this time I was like, I don't have a pasta thing, so I can't really make the homemade pasta with the pasta maker.
Yeah, and then me looking it up online, I'm like, oh my God, that's like $100. The attachment.
And
I'm
we're
like,
so cheap.
Why?
We don't like spending money.
So I put it out online, and I'm like, does anybody have these attachments to the KitchenAid?
And are they any good?
Have you used them? Do they work? What's the deal? And somebody hit me back up and said, our friend of ours,
Joni,
who was like, yeah, I've used mine once. I loved them, but I bought them 4 years ago. So come pick it up, please. And I'm like, I'm sorry?
Yeah,
she goes,
did.
I'm never going to use it again. I was just thinking about selling it. And I'm like, well, let me buy it. And she goes, no, if you're going to use it, that's the money I spent for it.
I'm giving it to you. So, she gave it to They're brand new.
And they work amazing.
Yeah.
And tonight's food was great. Now, she tried to make spaghetti. It turned into everybody's favorite niche noodle nowadays.
Ramen.
Yeah,
I made ramen. I basically made ramen. Yeah. I now know how to make top ramen. If anyone wants top ramen, I got it for you.
It was really good top ramen.
Okay, so I now know what I did wrong.
It was the very top of the ramen.
It was the tippy top of the ramen.
The Mount Everest of ramen.
Okay,
the very top. Okay.
So I was trying to make spaghetti. What I should have done is hit up my sister-in-law.
We're selling ramen now. We're not doing spaghetti anymore.
I could do ramen. It didn't taste bad. It's just that I didn't like the consistency of it. It was ramen-y. It was like, very wiggly, not what I was looking.
But also, it was good. We oh my God, I grubbed. I had 3 plates full. Cassie loves
ramen, so she was like, "What? You made this?
Pretty
okay."
Sure she hasn't stopped eating.
Yeah,
so.
Aiden loved it. Everyone loved it, and that was good.
It was scrumptious.
It was just not exactly what I wanted, and it was my first time trying to make it.
Yep.
So I know what I'm going to do next time. So for this time, I followed that Chef Ramsay. I followed his
Gordon.
Yeah. Yes, I followed his recipe online somewhere that says use 4 eggs. Room temperature, and 2 egg yolks.
Okay.
And I think that's where I went wrong because
did you go 4 egg yolks and 2 eggs?
No. Oh. I did everything like he said. I followed the whole recipe. I just feel like that's too many eggs.
Oh. Maybe because the ramen is an egg noodle, like heavy egg noodle.
It was, and that's what it was.
Yeah,
so
that makes
your
sense.
sister, when she made spaghetti, she gave me a different recipe, which was not as much eggs. So next time I do it, I'm going to use your sister's recipe, which basically is just the same recipe that comes with the KitchenAid appliance.
Okay.
There's like a whole book in there, but I didn't get the book because our friend gave us the pieces and the book was not in it.
No, which
so
is
I
fine.
didn't have that recipe. But yeah, no, are you kidding me? I am not complaining.
So my question to you is, you have to use less egg in it now?
I think so. I think next time I'm using less egg.
Didn't we just get chickens?
Yes.
Okay.
We did get chickens,
So that
which
leads
is coming
right
up
into
in this next segment.
Do you want to throw it to it or should I?
Right now, let's get to it.
Right now.
All right. My right now is short, sweet, and simple because I am super domesticated, like you said earlier before we started recording.
No, basically, I said that when you went outside giddy and you almost tackled the person that came to our house.
I didn't tackle him as much as I wanted to hug him, but it was social distancing, so I couldn't even shake his hand.
I know. Was he wearing a mask?
No, not at all.
Okay, what is your right now?
My right now is that we were lucky enough to sign up for some really cool promotion through. I don't even know what the hell it was. We signed up through the city of Riverside, and they gave us one of those like a really cool state of the art sprinkler timer.
Oh my god!
Which has like it hooks to the Wi-Fi, and if the weather is not if it's wet, it'll stop putting the sprinklers on and stuff. So I don't have to worry about if we're out of town. Like, what's the weather going to be like, and is it going to be cool? Like, okay, so then I'll turn the sprinklers on only once a day, or I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh my god!
I hope at least.
I apologize to everyone.
Okay, I'm done.
For how boring this is. No, you know what's funny to me though about the sprinkler situation, because I think a lot of people can relate to the sprinkler situation.
They saw our front yard. They relate very well.
Oh my god! Okay, you're excited about I don't have to turn it on. I'm excited that the dude fixed all our sprinklers in the front yard.
Well, yeah,
he went out there, and we have been without some sections of our lawn getting sprinklered, getting water for quite a long time.
We moved in 4 years ago.
Oh my god, it's been a long time.
What about 3.5?
I know our neighbors hate us. I keep telling them every time I talk to them, I'm like, so the lawn's next, okay? We've been working on the inside of the house. The lawn's next. So finally, this dude comes, and he's so awesome, and he's like,
great, Robert.
let me just go ahead and fix. Oh, you got a pipe that's broken. Oh, let me fix that. He fixed all of the sprinklers in the front yard and then put in whatever doodad you just got excited about.
Doodad? Who are you, Ariel?
I mean, and some gadget or gizmo that you were excited about.
But it's funny because now I can get on my app, and you're like, I don't think the plants were getting water there. And I'm like, maybe. Let's find out. And I open my phone up, and I'm like... Nope, they weren't. Damn it. Okay.
You know what's cool, though, about this stupid thing? We're not getting paid to talk about this. For the record, this isn't like a thing. It's just something goofy that we were so excited about.
Yeah, but we've always had sprinkler problems. We've always had problems with every sprinkler ever. And this all started with me going out and actually fixing them. And I fixed the first one, and then I'm like, oh, my God, this is so great. It works great. And then as soon as I fixed it, turned the water back on, the one next to it blew up. Fix that one. Fix the one next to it 20 minutes later after I fixed that one. So I kind of given up a little bit in the process, and we've had some building going on. So the front yard was doing its own thing. There was kind of a river runs through it theme in our front yard.
It was so bad.
So now the guy said that I'm not quoting him directly, but the type of grass we have on that side of the yard is a fir of some sort. He said it'll grow back nicely.
Oh, nice.
And then over here, he said everything will be just as green as that river that ran through the middle.
Okay, that's funny.
By river, it was literally where all the sprinklers ran to because
they were not working right. Yeah. So funny story about about our grass on the other side of our house. Ooh. Okay, so there's two different types of grass in our front yard. This is really boring. I am sorry, but it's kind of funny.
I'll speed it up.
Our next door please do. Our next door neighbor was like, hey, so are you going to work on your lawn on this side? And she's a sweetheart. Don't get me wrong, but she was kind of trying to be nice, but also kind of like not nice.
Did you tell me about this?
I think I did. Okay, so here's what happened.
If you didn't, I know she doesn't.
I'm telling you now.
But let's go.
So, she definitely doesn't listen to podcasts. So she's like, I have my gardener, and they're going to be fixing the side where our lawns touch. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Okay, so the type of grass that you have is murder grass.
I love it.
And I'm like, what? Murder grass? Okay.
It's a selling point for me.
Yeah, we have murder grass. And I go, what does that even freaking mean? And she goes, I'm sorry, I went like this. Oh, what, sweetheart? What does that mean?
You didn't want to mess up her pacemaker or what?
I was very concerned. I'm a nice person. You know, I was very sweet with her. And I'm like, what does that mean? I've never heard. I don't know anything about grass. Please tell me, Miss Lady next door. And she's like, well, my gardener said your grass is infiltrating my grass and taking it over. But yours is more like a weed murder grass.
Which is great, which is the best kind to have, right?
I wish I had some more.
Yeah.
And so she's like, because I wish I had it on this side of
It
my
would
lawn.
murder everything already.
Or the side of the lawn that we need murder grass.
At least
we would have
be
green
consistent.
grass.
Yeah.
We would have green grass.
I don't care if it's murder or not. It would be consistent.
It would be a green grass. So I was like, okay, this is crazy. So I told the lady, I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry about my murder grass. I will do my best to put it in jail. I mean, I don't know what to do. So I told
Put it in jail?
I don't know what to say.
Does it hang out with the crows?
It's a murder of crows and a murder of grass. So I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not ready to fix this side of the yard. And I said, what I told her was, at some point, we're going to actually get rid of the murder grass.
Yes.
We're going to off it.
Yep. It'll be
And
gone. We'll murder it.
we will murder the murder grass, and we will be putting in cement there so that way we can park a third car. And she goes, oh, that'll be great. And I go, for like in 5 years. So just, I mean, you're going to have to give me time, lady. So she's like, I don't know if I'll be here in 5 years. So I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
She does.
No,
Now
she's
I'm being
going to be
silly.
there. She's going to be there.
She'll be there forever.
But I'm not going to park her car there. I'm going to park the trailer there for a few months to piss
She's
her
gonna
off.
be so upset. Anyway, I'm just joking about it, but she was concerned about our murder grass.
little.
She was concerned about our murder. So she ended up putting like a barrier.
She did.
And
a barrier of bark and dirt and flowers and like a plastic liner thing, like instead of a curb. I mean, she went all in. I mean, our PVC pipe was only sticking out so far. So next to her pleasure.
Our classy PVC pipe.
All right, so
which, for the record, was not what we put in, but the people before us did.
maybe that's why they took our offer at such a low price.
That's probably right. We bought the fixer-upper. But before you go on
Before I go
about
on.
your one right now, and I'm
That actually was my right now. That was supposed to be quick. So
it was supposed to be quick, but then it just tangented off into some funny stories. The guy that you had come here,
Robert Pattinson, I think is his name. He was a governor.
oh my God, I love him in Twilight.
Oh, maybe that wasn't his name.
Did he sparkle?
That's the new Batman,
Did
right?
he sparkle?
I don't know. We'll have to see the new movie. I think that was his name. I'm not lying. Look,
Shut up.
Robert Patterson. Ah, damn, so close.
I thought he was a vampire out in the daylight.
In Seattle.
Anyway, I thought that was really cool that for some reason we got picked to be on that list that got to do this special. So we didn't even have to pay for this dude to fix our lawn.
No, I read my bill. I think that's pretty much what came of it.
And people don't do that.
No, first time I read my bill, I'm like, wait, this isn't real. And they're like, yeah, it's a program you can sign up for. And I called, and they're like, yeah, it's free. Wait, how much do I got to pay?
No,
Nothing.
It's free.
You just got to be there. Wait, when do I got to be there? We'll set up an appointment. When? When do you want it?
And then we set it up, and then the pandemic happened. And then they canceled it.
They said that the funding was lost.
And so they
The funding
got
was found.
The funding back. It was found. All right, moving on.
Right. You're right now. What
my
is it?
right now is, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you followed us online, we got our chicks.
We did.
We got chicks.
Now, I say.
We got 8 of them chicks. That's a rooster. Foghorn Leghorn is a rooster.
Yeah, we're hoping we don't have any of those. But if we have one, I am going to name him Juan.
Pollo.
Yes. But we're excited.
We have already named one chicken nugget, so I don't know how insensitive that is. We have 8 chicks. There's more to this story that we'll probably be getting into in our topic in a few, but we've got our chicks. We were building a coop.
Yep.
Many have been watching and waiting to see how this thing turned out.
And if you want to buy one, you can hit me up.
Oh, my God.
Thisisfunner.com.
All of a sudden, you're a coop
Oh, no,
builder
I can build
now?
them, yeah, but you got to upfront the cost for the materials.
I love that the This Is Funner Productions company has turned into also a manufacturing company.
Hey, you know what? You have to do anything you can do in this pandemic to make a buck. I swear.
I feel you.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not even going to lie. Like,
We had fun doing it, so
you
I'll
got
do it
to
again.
do what you got to do. And it came out well.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you. So the chicks seem
You
to like
that?
it.
I just turned it back on me. I'm like, oh, such a good coop made
It
by
was
me.
a solid coop,
My
babe.
chicks love it. See that?
They do.
And
they were hot chicks today because it was freaking hot outside today, and we had to actually pour water on them. Anyway, just a true story. And we've got 2 ducks, and the ducks are messy mofos.
I told
Those
you.
little baby ducks are tiny, and they're bigger than the chicks because they grow faster. But these ducks are so messy, like they poop messy, and they have to drink water with their food because that's how they swallow their food. It has to have water in it.
Yeah.
Think of what they eat in a pond: fish, dirt, whatever.
Algae.
They have to have mud,
Regret.
which means they make mud in their freaking coop. So all of them they are the messiest part of our coop.
They are, but I've made it big enough so we actually can separate the warm, nice time night stuff, sleepy, and then the food.
Yeah, it is separate.
Did I just say sleepy?
Sleepy time. Sleepy time for our little baby chicks. They're so cute, though. I can't even. If you haven't seen them yet, you better go look at my Instagram or your Instagram because they're there. And if I'm being real, in 1 week they'll be different. So you have to look at them now while they're young.
Good thing is Instagram's not going anywhere, so you can look back at her photos if you catch up.
I don't know if I posted a picture of them. I might have to do that today.
We're so proud of this. Honestly, I will say one thing, and then we'll end this and go into our topic. But when I made the deal with my children to get these chicks, I said I am not doing it. I'm not doing anything. This was something that when I was growing up turned into a chore for me, and I didn't like doing it. I'm different for me now, but that's not the point. The point is I said that I'm not cleaning, I'm not feeding, I'm not watering, I'm not doing anything. And all of the kids have stepped up, mostly Julene.
Yeah.
But she's leading the thing. But even when we were in Washington, she stepped up and woke
every
up,
day.
did it.
Every freaking
She might have
day.
woken up and then went back to sleep until 2 p.m, but she got up and took care of those goddamn ducks.
She did.
So right now I can say I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, right. It's really sweet, and they really are. And for the record, while Chris said he wouldn't do anything for them, he's been out there quite a few times to make sure that they're
goddamn coop.
nice and clean. You've gone out there to make sure that they're heated or not
Oh,
heated.
yeah. At 4 a.m. when the kids are sleeping.
I know.
Chased a cat away the
and
other day.
I am telling you, in the middle of the night, this guy is outside looking to make sure his babies are okay.
Juan is going to be my best friend in my belly.
Which one is Juan?
Whichever one is not the Juan.
Okay, got
Whichever
it.
one is not a hen.
Oh gosh, we're gonna get at least one rooster in there.
You know
they
what?
said they were all women. They said they're all hens, but
We're hoping.
We're
hoping we don't have any roosters, because if we do, well, we're going to have to make the decision of whether to make our couple more chickens for ourselves or just cook one.
Oh.
Let's get into our topic.
Okay, let's go.
So our topic.
So we just came back from Washington.
Sorry,
yes,
you said it wrong.
we just came back from Warshington.
You know what's funny is I know my parents don't listen to this all the time, but my mom even says washer and dryer.
She does. And guess what? The kids that live there are
Do they?
starting to say Washington.
It's going to be our thing. That and they said pop the other day, and I'm like,
Oh no!
oh my God,
Do you know what else?
what'd you say? And they're like, pop, and I'm like soda. They're like, yeah, and I'm like, ooh.
And you know what else they said
What?
the other day? Okay, so we were there for a week,
Yeah.
and we're going to get into driving in a pandemic and what that was like.
But we got to talk shit first.
No, and I love
Just
that.
kidding.
We're not talking shit. So they said across. Can you go look at the chicks and make sure they're fine?
Yeah, I just took.
Okay. Did you count them?
Yep, all
Okay.
10 are there.
I'm actually nervous that they're out.
3, 4, 7, 8.
Okay, 34, 7.
Yep. Sorry.
So they said, this is my niece,
Okay.
my 9-year-old niece,
Oh God.
across.
Oh.
That is my biggest pet peeve.
Oh.
And I got to tell you,
That'll-
when Chris and I started dating, he didn't say across the street. He'd say across the street. Or I know it's across that. I don't know what it is, but you guys say across. And it drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. It's so silly. It doesn't make any sense. But I was cracking up because your sister does it too. And
She does. I know she does
You all
it.
get it from your parents. I mean, that's where everything you get is from your parents, right? So your mom says Warshington. Your parents say across. Your sister says across. Her kids now say across.
They do. And, you know what's funny is I never noticed it until you pointed it out. And now that we go there,
Yeah, you
I
hear it.
too.
You
And
hear it.
Even when I say it, I'll look at you and you'll be like, you've already rolled your eyes halfway through, and
I'm just laughing though.
you're
I'm
just
not
like,
mad.
God damn it! And I look at you and you're like, yep, you did it, and I'll be like, across.
I went across the street. Oh, is that across the street?
I don't know. Does it make you jump?
Okay.
Crisscross will make you
Jump.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was so cute though. I was like, I heard Kaylee say it, and I wanted to correct her, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. She lives here in Warshington. She's allowed to say across. She's allowed.
Okay, so we were there for a week. It was fun.
We drove up Friday
Correct.
and got there. We left at 1:30 in the afternoon on
Yep.
Friday. We by the way, that was the furlough week. Okay, remember
Yeah.
you forget that? Listen to last week's show, or 2 weeks ago show. The last show. We left at 1:30. We got there at 7 in the freaking morning.
Yep, we did.
We made incredible time all the way to Washington.
1:30, driving up the Cajon as if we were going to Vegas. No traffic.
No. We went the 395.
That's what I'm saying, but you have to go up the Cajon.
Barely, though.
No, but you still have to go up the Cajon.
Yes,
the Cajon's
you do.
a bit. But what I'm saying is on a Friday afternoon at 1:30, any other time of the world without a pandemic.
Okay, fair.
It would be packed with people going to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to Vegas.
No,
we would have been in that traffic for another 2 hours, 3 hours.
At least.
We would have hated the first bit of the trip.
Even the 395 is pretty packed.
Especially
with
through whatever
trucks
junction it
and
is.
all those things.
But it was light.
It was light out. We went through it. We, took turns sleeping. It was a hard time, but we took turns sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Julene did not drive on the way up, but we thought, okay, at least if there's a problem, we got 3
option.
drivers.
Yeah.
We got 3 drivers now. We have never had 3 drivers before, just the 2 of us.
Nope.
And no, it was so easy. Like we went into Reno because we wanted to go cut through Reno to see what Reno looks like in a pandemic. I know that sounds funny, and I'm sorry, but they turned the lights off. Like it was dark. We kind of just wanted to drive through and just see. Oh, that's what it looks like.
It's the biggest little city. Well, it's a little city. It's not very big.
No, it's super.
I'm sure the lights were on. It'd be
Super
different.
tiny. Yeah, there were some casinos that had lights, but not very many. And
Really?
we've
Coming
never
back
been.
soon.
We've never been to Reno, so
Nope.
we've always driven up. We've always gone to Bridgeport and all those places along the 395 because that's where we camp. We always camp on that side of Yosemite.
So gorgeous.
Oh God, it's our favorite. It's literally our favorite place. So it was nice to drive up that same way.
Yep.
To kind of see all those things, in the spring, and everything looks beautiful. It's so beautiful.
And we were super close to Tahoe too, but we hit it in the middle of the night. So if it was during the day,
it
we
was
might have
so
taken
close.
the hour round trip.
We were 20
detour.
minutes. We were 20 minutes
It
from
would have been
Tahoe,
an hour
and I've
because it
never
would have
seen
been.
Tahoe.
Yeah, I haven't either. So it would have been 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes to 20 minutes drive back. So it would have been an hour round trip, which we would have done, but it was nighttime, so it wouldn't have made sense.
Knowing that we made such great time, we should have totally done it.
We would have been looking at dark.
No, it was like kind of dusk-ish.
It was dark
He
behind
didn't
my
want to do
eyelids.
it. He didn't want to do it.
I had just stopped driving, so I was like,
He did
oh,
not. I just started driving. He did not want to do it. So I started driving, and then I drove until like 2 in the morning. And Aiden's, my daughter, actually, Julene stayed awake with me.
you.
And we were goofing off. And when we're on road trips, everyone's deliriously goofy. Our kids are really good in a road trip. It's weird. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying, some reason our kids just love being in a road trip. They're not good going to the beach, okay?
Yeah.
They're not. They're like, oh, are we there yet? It's 45 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. When we're driving 18 hours, those kids do not complain. They're like, let's go. When we drove freaking 3.5, 4 days to Florida, those kids didn't complain one time.
No, but on the way to Del Taco the other day, 7 times.
I mean, what the hell? What is wrong with these kids? You can't handle a freaking 20-minute drive, but you can handle 18 hours. Get your 18-hour brain on. Is all I'm going to say. Like, from now on.
That's a shirt. Get your 18-hour brain on.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying.
Okay, anyway. So we went out
drove.
there. They did so good. We saw elk. When I finally went back to sleep, you started driving. I fell asleep, and we were driving through almost the most beautiful part of the whole freaking drive.
Southern Oregon, Northern California, yeah.
And it was this beautiful lightning storm in the distance and these gorgeous mountains, and there's no one on the road.
Yeah, there's nobody.
And if we're going to talk about this pandemic style, I was concerned.
Yeah, you were.
I was super worried. I brought every possible thing we can bring
to poop in.
Make sure. Oh, to make sure. We had gloves. We had hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
We had wipes. We had masks.
Have you guys seen Bubble Boy? If you've ever seen Bubble Boy, she basically brought
my children.
5 bubbles. Well, 6 because I needed 2.
We were all covered in bubble wrap.
We'd get out and we'd go into the gas station and they'd be like, bathrooms back to the left. And they'd be like, oh, they've seen these people before. From California, huh? Yeah, thanks.
That's what we did.
I know we did.
So we drove up, and any little, like, through the drive-thrus was cool because everyone's wearing masks anyway. We wore masks.
Everybody
it's the same
was
as
very
here.
nice.
Totally the same as here. Taco Bell in Oregon, not the same as Taco Bell in California, but whatever. Oh no, in Reno. Taco Bell in Reno, not the same as Taco Bell in California.
No, I'm actually quite disappointed about that. But can we move on, please?
Okay, yes, we can.
Okay, thank you.
But
Now I want Taco
even the
Bell.
even the gas stations, like we were very safe. I kept squirting everyone's hands. Like we're not. If you're going
With
to,
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hand sanitizer.
I had extra seat. I had seat liners.
Oh, she did?
Guys.
Oh, my God. This is so funny.
I had toilet seat liners because I already bring that on a camping trip anyway.
Oh,
but
do you?
I do.
Oh, I don't have to
You
sit
didn't know
down.
that?
I don't.
Yeah, you don't sit. The girls have to sit. So I had all these toilet seat liners. I have to tell you, because it was a pandemic, first of all, any red state, no one's wearing masks. So there's that.
Oh, see,
People
that's
were not
something
wearing
that I
masks.
didn't pay attention to because I don't know what that
People
means.
were not wearing masks. No, any Republican state, they were not wearing
Republicans are red?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll associate the R's together.
masks. I don't know if you
So
noticed.
Democrats are blue.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So if you noticed, like driving through Carson City, there were all these signs and stuff.
Oh, I noticed all the
that
signs.
said like Trump, but not. It's whatever. But also they had signs that said "Open us now.
Yeah.
We need to open." Like everyone's freaking out, right?
I also
so no
saw a
one's
guy
wearing
light a
signs.
cigarette off the side of his mask the other day at a casino because he
That's
had to
funny.
wear a mask.
Well, here's the thing. I do understand people wanting to reopen tiny cities that probably haven't been hit very hard.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I mean,
but
I
also,
do get that.
But also, but when you do that, that's a target for people that are in big cities that aren't open. They're like, I want to go do something. And they're going to run to this small city.
I know, and so Reno can't reopen because they're obviously an attraction.
Yep.
Anyway, long story short, the rest stops were so clean.
I felt like we were being watched every time we pulled up. They were like making
Yes.
sure where we went to make sure they can go back and make everything was good.
It was
we were being
weird.
jerks or
Was
anything,
it
but,
not
like, just
weird?
to sanitize. Yeah, there were 2 or 3 at some stops, and I felt like they were almost volunteers too. I felt like some of them were bikers, like they're truckers that were like, I ain't got nothing to do this weekend, get a run. I'm just gonna hang out
I'm
over
gonna go
here.
volunteer at this.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I never felt safer at a rest stop than driving on this trip.
That makes me feel happy because I grew up driving all the time anywhere. We flew sometimes, we rode in trains, we did buses, we did all sorts of shit. But I remember driving vividly, and you stop at a gas station in the middle of the night, and it's like a new world for a little kid. You know, you woke up in the middle of nowhere, this gas station, and you have a great time, and it's like surreal for a little kid, you know, so it's fun. And it's safe. You feel safe. You feel like you're out. You feel like you're exploring. You're adventuring. So when you say stuff like that after not really doing a ton of cross country or traveling like that as a young kid, it makes me feel like I didn't misremember when I was younger.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So it made me feel good.
It's pretty incredible. Like I know. Well, first of all, we did not travel when the height of the pandemic was happening.
No. This was very recent.
We really calculated this. You guys were going to go in May.
We postponed.
I had
a gig in
April.
April.
You were going
in
April.
Yeah, so everything
got
postponed.
canceled. We really tried to do the best to calculate like the right time to go, even though it wasn't perfect timing.
Yep.
It was my furlough week, and it was, if I'm going to be off work, then maybe we should go see our family. So we did. Got there.
I think that was the hardest part, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. Got up there so early in the morning.
I mean, we had breakfast. We had lunch beers. We had lunch. We had a nap, and then there was
party.
I shouldn't say a big party.
No, but like a family party.
It was the majority of my family that still lived there, which is probably about 10 to 12-ish, not counting kids.
The kids were all outside. Yeah. No, and they're in another world. Again, this is like not rural, but it was.
No, nobody lives within 100 yards of their house.
Yeah. Everyone's got big lots, and you just
on 5 acres.
It's nothing like California, Southern California. Maybe like Central California. I mean, it's very spread out.
If you own a potato farm.
Yes.
I mean, my brother-in-law, started mowing
his name is Beaver.
Yeah, it's his nickname. Don't even ask.
His name's Keith, but we call him Beaver.
But he started mowing the yard, I think, I want to say like Sunday morning, and he got done Sunday afternoon. And that wasn't because he was taking his time. It's just, and he had a riding lawnmower. It's just because that's how much area they had to mow. So it took him a while. He's like Forrest Gump out there.
Oh, he's so funny. Yeah. Oh, I like it. But it was fun. We got up there. We were safe. Now, here's the next thing. First night, we get there, and we're not going to go through every night. Okay, so don't worry. But, traveling out of town, we haven't seen them in a year, at least. You guys went and saw them. I haven't seen them in a year. I haven't seen my sister-in-law and the kids in a year, my nieces.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I always say our nieces. And but I haven't seen your parents.
In a year.
Even
more than that.
Longer than that. Since your birthday.
Since my birthday. So year and a half.
2 years. No, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years because it was 2. Yeah,
it was
2 years.
June. Your birthday's this weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
It was 2 years since I've seen your parents.
Mm-hmm.
It was really wonderful to see them. Everyone was in great spirits. Clearly, everyone missed everyone, which was so wonderful. And I can almost cry about it. It was one of those things like, you know what? This was the right choice to come here. Like, that's how I felt right when we got there. This was it. And not that I would ever think it wasn't the right choice, but it was one of those things where we were in the back of our minds going, we're taking a risk.
You were pretty hesitant about it.
I was nervous.
And then on the way up, when all the rest stops were spotless, and then we got there and everybody was in the mood to just be happy.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, we did the right thing.
I was so happy. I stayed up until 4 a.m. with your dad and your sister.
Oh,
you were out way before that. I haven't stayed up until 4 a.m. in forever.
And then you did it twice last week.
I did it twice last week. So what's crazy about Washington, again, is the fact that the day is so long.
Yes.
Okay, so it was daylight all the way into almost 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
We're already like 3 games of pool in and like 7 cases of beer.
You're right. And I think that's about right.
That's a lot in
family
code.
You guys are crazy up there. And then I'm staying up with your parents. I'm staying with your dad and Misty.
Yeah, not my mom.
Tornado-in-law. Oh my God, I think I've talked about it before. Tornado-in-law.
Yes.
And I'm staying up, and it's 4:30 in the morning, and we walk back in the house because we're in the garage, and I can't. It's all dark. I walk in the house, and I'm like, is that light out there?
Did the sun go down?
And Misty's like, yeah, the sun comes up really early here. I'm like, oh, shoot.
And we had a bright room, too.
I know. So I go to lay down. It's like 1 hour later. There's so much light.
Okay, but let's be honest. Where was I sleeping at this point?
On the floor. Oh, no, you're on the couch. You're on the couch at that point.
I migrated from the floor to the couch.
You passed out on the floor.
Not sure how that happened,
I don't
but
either.
That's not the point.
Our oldest daughter was like, Chris, I tried to move you, but you didn't move. So let's just say the first night in Washington was very good for Chris.
Well, I had also driven 12 hours.
No, we hadn't slept. Even an hour nap was not good enough. You know how that feels. It's just
so I was
delirious.
I was tired.
You're done.
But I woke up on the couch and I was comfy as hell. But I couldn't tell the light was out.
I tried to go and lay with you. I actually did lay with you for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go lay in the bed.
So
anyway, either way, it was such a great trip. It was great. But here is the thing that happened that I was not expecting to happen and feel in all this. Okay. So day 2 is Sunday.
Correct.
Okay. And that is the Sunday that is May 31st. And May 31st is May 30th. A lot of unrest was happening in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So obviously we were watching everything happening. The Black Lives Matter movement, the George Floyd protests, all this stuff. So we're watching all of this go down, and I'm feeling a little uncomfortable that I'm not closer to home to be a part of this. I can't be at anything to support my family, my friends in the community.
Yeah.
Saturday happens, and my brother and my dad are UPS drivers. So they get told there is rioting happening. Go home. Go home, turn around. Do not go into LA. Do not drive your feeder truck because they drive the big diesels into LA. So my brother and my dad, I'm concerned just to make sure they get home safe. Okay, fine, that happens. I don't know what's going on exactly. I'm in Washington, and I'm trying to disconnect from the world. We are there with our family.
Yes.
Sunday happens. Everything's good. Sunday evening happens. And San Bernardino is on fire.
Uh-huh.
And I am having anxiety, big anxiety. And I'm upset, and I'm watching, and I am 100% pro-protest. 100%. But even I know these are different people. These are not. This isn't the protesters. I do believe, though, that there are some that are just so upset that they were upset, so upset to the point that they would do something to draw attention and make sure they are heard, right?
Yes.
I'm still concerned. I'm just praying for our towns and praying for our cities. I know that San Bernardino cannot take this kind of loss.
They can't take a lot of hits. They don't have a lot.
No, there's no money there.
Yeah,
there's none.
It's been
San Bernardino gets such a bad rap. It's just as a was not born in the IE, but I grew up here since kindergarten. Okay, and it is
pretty much born in the IE.
That's it's ingrained in me, and I care about this community so much.
It hit hard. It hit hard when we were up there. She was reading on the news, and I had to even get to the point where I had to tell her, like, you know what, you have to unplug. And if you see any of our social channels, you will see that we didn't post for like 7 days. I
retweeted some things, but I didn't. I retweeted and I put some things on my story.
I'm sure I drunk tweeted once or twice.
But I wanted to make sure that I was not doing something.
Correct. You were not correct, because not doing something is
as bad as not doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I understand, but we also tried to unplug. Because
we were with family, and that was the only thing. So I'm in this weird place, right? I'm in this weird place of like, I want to disconnect, but on the other hand, the world is changing, and I need to make sure I'm a part of this. So Monday morning, Monday happens. I'm good. I'm not on the air. Might have sounded like I was, but I'm not. I wasn't there. It was best of stuff, and ODM holding it down because I was furloughed that week. ODM was furloughed the week after me.
And I want to be very, 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 very clear about what furlough means for radio people. Mm-hmm. She's furloughed, which means she's not being paid by the company, which means she's not allowed to be on the radio. Even if she felt passionate about it and she was in Washington State and wanted to call in and be on the radio, she wasn't allowed because they weren't paying her. It's a big legal stuff. So she wanted to, and I can tell you every minute of every day she was up there, she wanted to call in or at least say something a little bit more elaborate than posting something on social media. So don't think that she wasn't trying to. She was just not allowed. And that hurt her a lot.
I broke down.
Couple times.
Monday night, Riverside had their protests on Monday. I was watching all my friends. I was watching everything happening. I am very pro Black Lives Matter, and
we all are.
My daughter is very pro Black Lives Matter, and it was killing us. You are very pro. I know. I'm sorry. We are very pro Black Lives Matter, and
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
our two little ones didn't know what was going on. So don't even, they don't know yet.
They
don't
were
know
the
yet.
cousins, and that was more of the reason for us to kind of just have fun with our family.
Right. And I think our family was kind of like, what is going on with Evelyn? Maybe a little bit, but
no, they knew.
Okay,
They
so
knew.
I got up and I went away and I cried, and I was so concerned that I was not able to be there. And second, I was not able to be a voice to help, and I was not able to.
You weren't somewhere somebody could reach out to for help, and that's all you've been for this community since you were 20 years old. And you didn't know it then. You didn't know it for a while.
I had no idea.
And then you got into it, and you didn't have it. You didn't. I don't want to say you didn't have a choice, but you, this role that you played and did so well, and have been doing so well for so many years, has been giving people an outlet to go to, or an email. I don't know how many times, and this is not a lie, we hit up 20, 30, 40 times during Christmas time for families that just don't have the presence. And I'm not lying.
And
when
they don't. When I say this, I'm not lying to you. They don't go directly. They do go directly to my radio station, but so many know they can come to us.
Yeah,
and I will find a way to somehow.
And it's not
take
even
care of
that.
people.
It's just that Evelyn's heart was exploding, and she wasn't allowed to express to you guys or to anybody what she was feeling. So it did hit her really, really hard. It took us a couple days to kind of get, I don't want to say removed from it as much, but just it took us a couple days to not stay, like, not dive down the rabbit hole.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It took us a little while to allow the cord from our phone to be a little bit longer.
And it was a weird place to be because you know, I'm so for the fact that I understand the discomfort. The discomfort is supposed to happen. It's about making people uncomfortable, but that wasn't me. My discomfort was coming from not being there.
Yeah.
Not being able to do more. It wasn't about, oh, this is a weird situation. I don't know how I feel. It wasn't that. I knew how I felt. So I tried to do the best I could by posting some things, and I worked a little. I mean, I got calls and I tried to help the station a little bit, but here's what it came down to. I was in an area that is definitely doesn't necessarily have the same views I do, or Chris does, or my daughter does. We didn't talk about it. We weren't able to really talk about it openly, very openly there, because your family, I didn't want to make that uncomfortable. There was a point that I did, and I talked to some family members and friends, your best friend and his wife, who are wonderful people, and got shut down really quickly. Not by them, but by somebody else in the room listening. And that frustrated me very much. And I'm like, you're not even in our conversation. And it frustrated me. So I had to shut that off because but that person apologized later, by the way, for the record. I won't say anything.
Okay.
But they did. But it frustrated me because I was in that. And that was the first night.
Yeah.
So I was in a weird place of all of this happening. There were not riots. There was riots, but there were protests happening in the cities around us in Washington.
Very close.
Listening to people talk about like what's happening in the streets and stuff, and not fully understanding it, and not being able to, for me to fully express. And I tried my best to just be like, well, you know, those protests are separate from those riots. You do know that, right? And your family was understanding on that.
No,
they were.
And
they did.
But a lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that. They think it's the same people, and
it's not.
No, there's other factions. There's other people. There's other agendas out there for groups of people that are doing things to create anarchy, to steal, to loot, just to get a TV. Like, there's lots of people out there doing this stuff.
There's a lot of white people that were out there doing it.
I wasn't saying it was any race. I was just saying people in general.
My point is, it's not what you're thinking would be at a Black Lives Matter protest, you know, and there were so many wonderful, all colors, all everybody there. And to see any type of riot take place, you know, I do understand standing your ground, speaking up, maybe even wanting to stay after curfew because you're trying to make people uncomfortable. I get it. I do. So that's not what I'm upset about. or I wasn't really upset. It was more just the fact that I couldn't
You said
do something.
you weren't here, yeah.
And but to watch, places get looted, that's opportunistic. That's something else. That's completely different.
It is.
So that was frustrating. And
there's happening everywhere, and it sucks because then you've got the other side of the coin where shop owners and people that have stores are they're trying to protect themselves. And I even saw a post from a comedian friend that I've worked with before in the past. I don't want to say his name, but he was out there trying to protect his store in Santa Monica with one of his business partners. They were there until somebody pulled a gun, and then they just left. Their whole entire music store got robbed, everything taken.
That's the thing. It's like I get,
it just sucks.
Here's the thing, and here's what everyone needs to remember. This is just property. I know it's hard. I know it was the perfect storm of pandemic.
Not over yet.
It's not.
Nope.
It was the perfect storm of pandemic, civil unrest, already prior to all this.
Yep.
Then the straw that broke the camel's back, and another police brutality situation. Okay?
Yeah, that's crazy.
George Floyd's situation was horrific. Everyone knows it. No matter who you are, everyone knows that was devastating. And most people will tell you, I agree. That should never happen. But you have to understand something. This happens so much more than you realize. Mm-hmm. I am friends with many police officers. I have lots of love for police officers. But there are bad apples. And it's not fair. And there's a lot of them. And the tactics are ingrained, and systematic racism is alive. Mm-hmm. And we have to remember that. And this was just something that, I was talking about even my parents, they're like, everyone feels like this is a terrible thing, what this gentleman went through. And, do you think it was just this that did? I was like, no, you know that, right? My parents were like, no, this is something that's long been coming. And it was literally just the perfect storm for it to finally, but it was at a boiling point.
Not to mention there's a ton of unemployed people that had nowhere else to go.
Well, for the riots, for sure.
Sorry.
I mean,
I was trying to line it up a little bit.
It's important.
No, I know. I 100% agree. I agree. I'm not happy with the way things have been going, and the only thing I can do is be the best father I can be, and to my kids, and try to explain things to them, and then keep them safe. That's all I can do.
Absolutely. And I think another thing we can do is remember and look back and research and actually pay attention. There are so many wonderful tutorials. I know this sounds silly, but I posted something about that Viola Davis posted about systematic racism, about how racism began even when the slaves were free and da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Racism didn't stop. I mean, we all know that. And how classes were driven and how minorities were pushed down and how that still continues to this day because of the past. We are living in this place where we are right now in our present day. And you have to look at those things, and you have to think about redlining, and you have to think about opportunities that were given to some that were not given to others. And you have to think about all those things. And you're going to get to a point where you realize, wow, you're right. That does play a role in this person's future.
It does.
If a grandmother was not allowed to do this, a grandson will be discouraged against doing this, or even not given the opportunity to do this. I mean, it's just so many different things. You have to think about all those things. And I think another thing to think about is if you are feeling like you're still like on the cusp of understanding everything that's happening right now, just open yourself up to learning more. Mm-hmm. Really. Learning more about the Black Lives Matter movement, learn more about why it's Black Lives Matter and not All Lives Matter. There is a difference, a very, very clear difference. And I know it sounds sweet to say, but all lives matter. I don't care if you're mad at me about this. I will tell you right now. Yes, obviously, all lives matter. But right now, the ones that are in need are Black lives. Black lives matter. We need to focus. We need to come and become their heroes. We need to be their allies. I'm a Latina girl. I'm very light-skinned. I get it. I haven't had those injustices the same way. Mm-hmm. But I feel that. I feel it.
Yeah.
It's very important. I married a white dude. Thank God he's woke. I don't know what I'd do.
I don't even know what woke means.
I don't even know what I'd... Shut up. I don't even know what I'd do if this guy didn't think like I did.
All I can say is there's, I think the last tweet I did last week before everything was going crazy and I stepped away from social media was just be nice. Just be nice. Just like
treat people like humans.
Yeah, treat people like people. That's all.
That's it.
That's all you got to do. You got to walk up to somebody and be like, "Hey, you're like me. What's up?" Or, "Hey, you're not like me. What's up?" That's all. That's all you got to do. Just be nice. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. I mean, this got a little heavier than I think we were thinking it was going to, but again, ravioli's amazing. Thank you, wife. I'm not going to let you put that pasta maker away.
Okay. Fair.
All right, so hit us up. This is funner.com, where you can find all of our podcasts and online content. You can email, or you can find Evelyn Arrivez at Evelyn Arrivez across all platforms. You can find me, Chris.
Across. You said it! You said across. You said across all platforms.
Chris_Donovan is my handle on Twitter, and on all those other ones I'm not across. And thank you guys for listening so much, really.
BlackLivesMatter.com. Learn more.
And until next time,
we'll catch you later.
Conversate with us. Conversate with us.
Thank you for listening to Conversate with us.
An avid cyclist dreams of turning his passion into a business. He consults his banker to help find the best path. Now bike wheels are being built, and all it took was a little push to get rolling. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Clint.